Good morning, students. Welcome to my channel EduSeer. Today we will learn about the five kingdom classification. This method of classification was first introduced by Robert H. Whittaker in the year 1969. Here, the entire living world was divided into total five kingdoms: Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. The entire living world was divided into this five different kingdoms. And how was the division, and on what basis was the division done? It was the entire basis of this classification was based on these following structures. First is the cell structure. What do you mean by cell structure? Cell structure means either it is prokaryote or it is eukaryote. Now, what are prokaryotes and eukaryotes? Prokaryotes are those primitive cells which does not have a true nucleus. What do you mean by true nucleus? True nucleus is that type of nucleus which is not enveloped by any nuclear membrane or simply by any membrane. Those organisms which does not have membrane bound nucleus are known as the prokaryotes. What is eukaryotes? Eukaryotes are those organisms which have a true nucleus or membrane bound nucleus. Now the second basis of the second basis of differentiation was body organization. What is body organization? Body organization is whether the organism is unicellular or the organism is multicellular. That is, whether the organism is made up of single cell or whether the organism is made up of many cells. Now the third the third basis of division was mode of nutrition. How does the organism takes its food, whether it is autotroph or whether it is heterotroph. Autotrophs are those organisms which can make their own food, and heterotrophs are those organisms which has to depend on either the autotrophs or the heterotrophs or other heterotrophs for its nutrition. Next comes the mode of reproduction. Mode of reproduction is whether it reproduces asexually or whether it reproduces through sexual mode of reproduction. Depending on this, this was the fourth basis of division. And last and the most important thing is the phylogenetic relationship. What do you mean by phylogenetic relationship? Phylogenetic relationship means that how the organism evolved. Depending on that, the next classification was done. Now the next point is, what is the advantage of this five kingdom classification, or why the five kingdom classification is more important than the other types, than the other two or three more, kingdom classification. First of all, in this five kingdom classification, the division was done very thoroughly. Just read few characteristics, and by only looking at those few characteristics, we could describe a member of a particular kingdom. Next, the division was done based on many different factors. For example, that a clear separation was done between the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. Next, also, there was a clear division between all the unicellular and multicellular organisms were not grouped together like the previous one. And the most important part is it reflects the evolutionary relationship. It helps to trace the origin and study the growth pattern, reproduction structure and survival of the organisms. Okay, as stated earlier, the 5 major groups are Animalia, Plantae, Fungi, Protista, and the lowermost organism, Monera. Now coming to the different characteristics of these different kingdoms. First, to begin with, they are microscopic animals and are found in large numbers. Okay. The members of this kingdom are prokaryotes. That is, they do not have a true nucleus. They are unicellular and lack membrane-bound organelles. Their outermost covering of this organism is the cell wall. And their cell wall differs from what we see in plant is that generally the cell wall is made up of cellulose, but in the cell wall of the kingdom Monera is made up of a particular polysaccharide and a protein compound. Reproduction in the kingdom Monera generally occurs in the asexual method through binary fission, but in some cases we see that there is also sexual reproduction present through the method of conjugation. Now, kingdom Protista. From here starts the first eukaryotic organisms. They are unicellular. In Protista, the mode of nutrition is both heterotrophic and autotrophic. Let's see some examples of kingdom Protista. For example, Euglena. As they contain chlorophyll, their mode of nutrition will be autotrophic. But in Paramecium, they do not contain any chlorophyll, so their mode of nutrition will be heterotrophic. The organisms of the kingdom Protista possess special locomotory organ that is known as the flagella or cilia. That is, they are motile, they are not sessile. These organisms both sexual as well as asexual mode of reproduction is seen. Asexually, they reproduce through binary fission, nuclear division, budding, etc. And sexually, they reproduce through the gamete formation. Now coming to the kingdom Fungi. These will, as they arise from the kingdom Protista, so they will obviously be eukaryotes. In this kingdom Fungi, unicellular organisms are present, for example, yeast, and here also we could see that cell aggregates to form organisms, that is multicellular organisms, are also visible. They have cell wall made up of chitin and polysaccharide. Their mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. Okay. Here the kingdom Fungi could reproduce both sexually as well as asexually. Asexual mode of reproduction is through spore formation. Examples are mushroom, yeast, etc. Now coming to the kingdom Plantae. As from the name we could derive that this kingdom consists of the plants. So they will be they are eukaryotes as well as they are multicellular. The outermost covering of the plant cell is known as the cell wall. In this, they differ from the kingdom Monera, that their cell wall is made up of cellulose. A particular photosynthetic pigment known as chlorophyll is present in most of the plants, and so their mode of nutrition is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Plants reproduce both sexually as well as asexual mode of reproduction is seen. Flowering plants, sexual mode of reproduction is visible in the flowering plants, and the non-flowering plants reproduce by asexual mode of reproduction or by vegetative propagation. Last kingdom of this 5 kingdom classification is kingdom Animalia. They are also eukaryote and multicellular organism, and their cell has no cell wall or they do not contain any photosynthetic pigment. The outermost covering of their cell is cell membrane. As they do not have any photosynthetic pigment, so the organisms in these groups are heterotrophs. their mode of nutrition is holozoic mode of nutrition. Here we could see that they reproduce both sexually as well as asexually. Kingdom Animalia can be subdivided further into two parts, depending on the presence or absence of the notochord. Those organisms which contains the notochord, they are known as the vertebrates organism. And those which do not have the notochord in any part of their life, they are known as the invertebrates. Vertebrates includes us, that is human beings, different mammals, amphibians, reptiles, etc. Invertebrates contains phylum Porifera, phylum Nidaria, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Arthropoda, etc. Okay. This is the gist of all the major characteristics of the different five kingdoms. Before concluding this lecture, let us revise some questions to see what we have learned. Okay, coming to the first question, five kingdom classification was proposed by whom? The answer, I think we all know that it was proposed by Whittaker. Coming to the second question, Whittaker's system of classification does not have which of the following kingdom? If we come to the option, we could say that the first option is Mycota. Mycota is another name for the phylum Munera. So, as it is asks that which does not has, so this will not be the answer. Kingdom Protista is very prominently present, so this will also not be the answer. As Kingdom Algae is not present there, so this will be the answer. Coming to the third question, which out of the following was not the basis of five kingdom classification? If we just could recall that we had seen there were four different aspects depending on which the entire classification was done. So let's see which of the following aspects are not present here. Again, the question has asked here, not the basis. Okay. Cell structure was an basis, so this will not be the answer. Phylogenetic relationship was also present, so this will also not be the answer. Mode of nutrition was also present, so not this answer. The answer is the gross morphology, which was not a factor or a basis for classification in the five kingdom classification. Now coming to the fourth question, eukaryotic organisms with cellular level of organization belongs to which of the following kingdom? Here there are 2 points to be seen. First is eukaryotic organism. Now kingdom animals, plant and protista, all three are eukaryotic organism except kingdom Monera, which is not an eukaryotic organism, which does not have eukaryotic organism. They all contain prokaryotes. So let us eliminate this answer. And the next point to see is cellular level of organization. Now coming to the cellular level of organization, kingdom Animalia does not have cellular level. They are multicellular. They have organ system level of organization. So this will not be also the answer. Kingdom Plantae is also multicellular. So this will not be the answer. Therefore the answer will be kingdom Protista. Coming to the last and the final question, an organism in which organ system level of body organization is found. Here there are two prominent answers, kingdom Animalia and kingdom Plantae. We know that plants generally do not have any organ system. So this will not be the answer. As plant is not the answer, so both A and B will also be eliminated. But we know that kingdom animals have organ system level of organization. So this will be the answer. Okay students, thank you for your patience and presence in this lecture. If you have liked this video, please do hit the like button and also press the bell icon for further updates. Please subscribe my channel if you have liked this video. Thank you. and hope to see you in the next class.